otaku has the anime, and the anime is different for every otaku. The anime is the anime that the otaku loves with a passion. The anime is the anime that rests in their DVD collection in a place of honor. The anime is the anime that they love so much that they would willingly offer up their asshole to the creator for gay anal sex, simply because of how awesome that show is. For Naruto Abridged co-creator and international heartthrob MasakoX, the anime is Martian Successor Nadesico, a sci-fi comedy space action adventure giant robot harem anime. Well, my verdict? Actually, not complete shit. Then again, not exactly at the top of my list. Okay, yes, I admit it, Martian Successor Nadesico is good. The jokes are funny, the art is impressive considering how old the show is, and the characters are more or less lovable, and yeah, the plot is kind of creative. So, yeah, it's a good show. So, what's it about, anyway? Like any anime with any amount of harem theme, the plot is pretty much the same. You have one limp-dicked dumbass as the main character, living in the same quarters as X number of girls, all of whom are some of the hottest girls on the planet, and all of whom fall madly in love with him within 5 minutes of meeting him. But since he has no balls, he's content to stay in the friend zone, whereas any man with any semblance of a libido would be having extremely kinky sex with all of them, possibly with more than one at once. However, Nadesico isn't content to be one in a million, so it decides to spice things up a bit. It takes the story into space and throws in a few giant robots. Already I'm starting to lose interest because all giant robot anime are trying to be Gundam, and the majority of Gundam sucks. However, Nadesico kind of parodies these shows, so in that sense it can be forgiven. It adds in some comedy and avoids some of the cliches of harem shows that, that all harem shows tend to have. Like, let's say, the main character getting into several extremely awkward positions and immediately being beaten into a pulp, so it gains points for not doing that. So, what is the actual plot? Well, the main character's family was killed by an alien race that Earth is at war with, but he has amnesia, so he doesn't really remember all the details. Then one day he runs into an old friend and remembers who she is a few minutes after she goes running off. So he goes running off to talk to her to see if she can fill in some of the blanks. Now, she has just been made captain of some big spaceship Nadesico that has been built by a private organization to fight the aliens. What makes her so qualified? Her boobs. That's her only qualification. He sneaks on board, accidentally ends up in one of the robots during an attack, kicks major ass completely by accident, and gets a job. He stays because he wants to pump his friend for information, but she's kind of a ditz and can't hear a word he says, since she's too busy planning their wedding. Now, Nadesico, despite being pretty good, disappointed me for two reasons. First, I found the anime because I heard Masako talking about how great it was on his podcast, The Anime Counterpoint. Oh, it's so good, it's so funny, it's so awesome, the characters are all awesome, I love it so much. Basically, he built up my expectations so high that the show couldn't possibly have met them. So I can't penalize the show for that, since it isn't really the show's fault. However, I can penalize MasakoX and tell him that he needs to shut his big fat trap and just say that the show is good. Now, the second thing that disappointed me is the show's fault, so I can't penalize it for that. This is a spoiler, by the way. Now, one of the characters was some dude named Guy something or other, and he was funny. He was an over-energetic otaku who loved giant robot anime and was psyched to be flying in a giant robot. Now, he was the most awesome character I saw in this anime, and you know what they did with him? In episode 3, they killed him off. This was a horrible move. First off, he was an awesome character who contributed a lot to the show. Second off, it was a really odd place to kill him. It was too late in the show for it to serve the purpose of a plot device to get the story going since it was already going. But at the same time, it was too early since we haven't really had enough time to bond with him as a character, so his death didn't really shake us at our very core. It just created a feeling of, oh, he's dead. It's a shame. Fuck. It just kind of ruined the flow of the show and made watching feel a bit weird. So, all in all, Nadesico is a pretty good show. Something you might want to check out next time you're, bored, got nothing better to do. But not really something to run out and immediately watch right now. And because I didn't get out enough bile in this review and am in danger of overflowing, I'd like to take the opportunity to say, fuck you, MasakoX, you piece of British shit!
The world. What a glorious place. Seek freedom, and it will lie stretched out before your eyes. If the endless dream guides your restless spirit, seize it! Raise your flag and stand tall. I think back to the time when my search first began. I left behind those shores of sand for the endless everlasting world out there. I know that with this burning passion driving me, someday, somewhere I'll finally see the light I search for everywhere. When the summer sun is shining, shaking the sails of my heart, I know you will longer see. When the world I had been hiding has opened up its doors for me to go, swaying in the troubled waves, from all despair I can be saved. From the horizon on the other side is wonderful. And though I travel far from where my search began, over seas of green and shores of sand, through the endless everlasting world out there, I know that with this burning passion driving me, someday, somewhere I'll finally see the light I search for everywhere.
Yeah, he's pretty good.